Hello, hello. It's Business Partner B1 Plus, Unit 5 Logistics. Business Workshop 5. Robots wanted for warehouse part B. In this video, we are going to see in practice an analysis of proposals. Two people are interviewing suppliers of robots. Imagine these warehouse. They use forklift trucks to manage all these pieces of furniture. They want to install robots. If you are interested in robotics, if you are interested in logistics, if you are interested in negotiations, this video is for you. If you are studying business partner, this business is for you. And pay attention because we are going to listen to people talking a lot about their offers. Very nice listening, very nice lesson. What is it about? Well, in part A of this lesson, we listened to Tadeusz and Anna talking. Tadeusz Ted is the company director of Mebel BDB, a furniture industry company. Anna is the logistics manager. They're discussing their criteria for choosing a supplier. If you watched the video, otherwise you can watch the video, it is in the card. Well, there were some criteria like price, quality, guarantees, delivery terms, after-sales service and maintenance. And we could talk about others like installation procedures, training for operating the robots, instruction manuals in Polish, not just English, shipping agents, possible job losses, and impact on the employees. We talked about all these, but more than that, now we have to talk to the suppliers. Well, not us, but Ted and Anna. And we are going to listen to these two teleconferences between Mebel BDB and the suppliers. The supplier A, Nova Robots from Singapore, and supplier B, Bot Automation Japan. Who's going to talk to them? The first audio is between a representative from Nova Robot from Singapore with Ted, the company director. Okay, and then the second one, it's between Anna, the logistics manager, and a representative from Bot Automation Japan. Let's listen to them. Let's listen to them. But what do we have to do? We have to listen, and while listening, we should write notes about strengths, installation, guarantee, training, maintenance, discounts offered, and payment terms. Well, the payment terms are to be discussed in the future, but maybe they mention something about them. Pay attention then.
Business Workshop 5. Recording 2. Supplier A.
So, I understand you are specialists in industrial automation, Mr. King. And you have worked with clients in the automotive industry in Germany.
That's right. And we have worked with clients in Poland, too.
Good. That will be an advantage.
As I explained to your logistics manager, I'm sure we can help you manage your logistics more efficiently using artificial intelligence.
So, how do you work? How will the robots be installed?
The way we work is that automation systems are installed in 2 phases.
2 phases. Why is that?
This allows for an easy, smooth transition between manual and automated systems. Your warehouse will have to stop operations for 3 days during each phase of the installation.
But we can't lose 6 working days.
We appreciate that. So to minimize the effects on production, this work can be done at the weekend.
From Friday to Sunday?
That's right.
And what happens if something goes wrong? Do you have technicians who can do maintenance at no extra cost?
First of all, we offer a 2-year guarantee. Many robotics companies offer less. There are sometimes technical problems, usually because operators are not used to the system. Any failure will be repaired by Nova Robot technicians during this period. We also do a maintenance inspection free of charge once a year.
That's good to know. But what happens when this 2-year guarantee ends?
Our robots are made to last for years, Mr. Valentovich. But I recommend you contact our after-sales service. That way you can call an emergency hotline and speak to an engineer 24 hours a day.
I'll need to talk to our logistics manager. Could you send me the details and costs of your after-sales service?
Yes, of course.
And I'd like to know about training.
Basic training is provided during installation. After that, our technicians deal with any problems via email or video conference. You'll also have a maintenance inspection once a year.
Well, I think we are going to consider your proposal. And then, if we accept your offer, you can visit our warehouse and discuss what we need.
Can I ask, when do you think that will be?
The logistics manager will contact you.
We hope we can do business with you. Thank you for your time, Mr. Valentovich.
You are welcome, Mr. King. Goodbye.
All right, that was the first part. And I believe that you could take notes of some strengths, like, for example, they are specialists in industrial automation. They wouldn't say anything different, right? But they have already worked with clients in Poland, and that's an advantage. More than that, they offer an easy and smooth transition period between manual and automated systems, right, in 2 phases. That's interesting. Well, this goes to installation. They will install the automated system in 2 phases. 3 days are required for the first phase and 3 for the second phase. And they can be done over a weekend or a weekend one. So only one day the warehouse would be stopped, not working, and another day at the other weekend. That's positive. Only 2 days they would be stopped. Guarantee, 2-year guarantee. And he says more than most of the competitors. Training, basic training is offered during installation. Maintenance. Well, they offer a maintenance inspection once a year, free of charge for the first 2 years. That's positive. After that, they could call an emergency hotline and speak to an engineer 24 hours a day. And technicians deal with problems via email or video conference. The cost is not specified, but it wouldn't be for free. And discounts, they don't mention that, and the payment terms will be discussed in the future. Now let's listen to Anna talking to the representative from Bottle Automation, Japan.
Supplier B.
Thank you for showing an interest in us, Mrs. Wozniak.
I see your team has won awards.
That's right. We are innovators in robotics design.
But I'd like to know how your company differs from the competition.
If you choose us, we can provide solutions in many areas: mobile robotics, motor control, and industrial automation. We are an ISO certified company.
I see.
And we give customized solutions.
That's good to hear.
And specialist engineers assess your needs and then adapt the mobile robotics to your warehouse.
Great. So you adapt to our specific needs.
That's right.
And what about installation? How will that work? I imagine there will be a transition period when we still operate manually, while the employees learn to use the new system.
Not exactly.
Could you clarify that?
Sorry. But we don't have a transition period. We find it causes confusion. We suggest your warehouse stops operations for 6 to 7 consecutive days.
7 days? That much time?
We recommend, for example, from Saturday to Friday. This can be done over a public holiday or in the summer.
Well, that's not ideal. And what about training?
2 specialist technicians provide the training after the installation period. Manuals in English are also provided. That way, any basic maintenance can be solved later on by your own staff.
Good. And what about the guarantee?
We offer an 18-month guarantee.
Only 18 months? But what happens after that? Or if the equipment breaks down?
Technicians from Bot Automation can help via an emergency hotline and teleconference. We guarantee our technicians will visit your warehouse in 36 hours if complex maintenance is needed during the first 18 months.
But not after that?
That depends.
Do you mean there will be an additional cost for the after-sales service when the guarantee ends?
That's correct.
Well, I'd like to discuss your offer with our director, and then we'll get back to you.
Of course. But remember, if you order a 4th robot, we will offer you a discount for the after-sales service.
That's good to know. Excuse me, I'm afraid I have another meeting now.
Please contact me if you have any questions, Ms. Wozniak.
Thank you, Mr. Izumi. We'll be in touch.
So we had the teleconference between Anna and Mr. Izumi from Bot Automation Japan. The strengths of this offer, or his offer, they have experience in mobile robotics, motor control, industrial automation. They have already won awards and they are ISO certified. They have customized solutions. Right, that's positive. The installation wasn't very positive for Anna because they don't have a transition period. They suggest the warehouse stops for 6 to 7 days. And it could be done from Saturday to Friday, for example, in a holiday period. Guarantee. They offer 18 months guarantee. Training. What is it? Well, 2 specialist technicians provide training and manuals in English are provided. Basic maintenance can be solved by the client's staff. What's positive? And maintenance. Well, technicians offer help via emergency hotline or teleconference. They will visit the warehouse in 36 hours if complex maintenance is needed in the first 18 months. But there will be an additional cost for after-sales service after those 18 months. They offered a discount if they purchase a fourth robot. There will be a discount for the after-sales service. And they don't talk about the payment terms. Well, basically these are the offers. You could take notes, you could compare with your partner, but the question is, which supplier would you prefer to work with at this stage? Which offer did you prefer? Nova Robotic, Nova Robot, or Bot Automation? I'd really like to learn from you what your preferences are. But let's do 2 extra activities to practice the language and the vocabulary. If I can open. Well, let's understand better. You can go back and listen again. We have here some questions and we have to answer J or S or J for Singaporean supplier or Japanese supplier. Are you ready to do that? What do we have here? We have this question, for example, which of the suppliers has worked with clients in Poland? Do you remember? Yes, it was the Singaporean supplier. Which of the providers has won awards for innovation? The Japanese one. Which supplier can adapt the design of the robots to the requirements of the client? The Japanese one. And which supplier can do the installation in 2 short periods? The Singaporean. Yes? Good. Let's move on. We have 4 more questions. Which of the suppliers is offering training with 2 specialists? It is the Japanese one, right? Which of the robotics developers has the longest guarantees? The Singaporean, right? And 7, which supplier will send an engineer in 36 hours in case of a major technical failure? The Japanese one. And which supplier is prepared to negotiate a discount if the client buys a 4th product? It's the Japanese one again, right? Yes, and we are right here. But the next exercise is on collocation. We had some language here. Match the words from A and B to make collocations from the interviews. We have after sales, artificial, automated, customized, emergency, industrial, specialist, and transition. And then we have part B of the collocation: automation, hotline, intelligence, period, service, solutions, system, and technicians. After sales, service, right? Let's see, how does it work here? Let me go. After sales service. And then we have artificial intelligence, automated systems, customized solutions, emergency hotline, industrial automation, specialist technicians, transition period, right? These are the ones, and the program doesn't go back. It's terrible. This is terrible, but the exercise was great. Very nice. Very nice. So, extra practice for us. What are we going to do now? This is the task: negotiating with suppliers. I loved the picture. There's the supplier, and then now let's work, let's talk. You're going to role play further discussions between Mabel and the 2 suppliers. In groups of 4, assign the roles of Ted, the company director, Anna, logistics manager, Tony King, representative of Nova Robotic, the Singaporean supplier, and Kin Izumi, representative of Bot Automation, the Japanese supplier. Well, for the video, I decided to show one part and the part of the other interview. Then, if you are in a real lesson, you can work both parts, and it would be a surprise the other part. So I'm showing you Tadeu's part and Kin's part, right? Because Ted talks to Tony, he doesn't talk to Kin. So it will be something new for you. You can keep talking to Tony, or you can keep talking to Anna, right? So let's go and read the information. This is Ted's part. He's the company director of Mabel BDB. The Japanese supplier has quoted a figure of 6.4 million zloty for the delivery and installation of 3 robots. Zloty is the money, it's the currency from Poland. A 4th robot will cost an additional 2.1 million zloty, but your maximum budget is 7.7 million zloty. As company director, you don't think a 4th robot is necessary for now, but maybe they will try to sell you a 4th one. The final price of the deal will depend on the terms and conditions you negotiate. You also have to consider the costs of training existing staff or hiring new staff to use the robotics technology. What do you have to do with the supplier? You should ask the supplier for examples of client satisfaction or referrals. Check payment and delivery terms. For example, they have quoted 50% on signing the contract and 50% on delivery. You prefer not to pay the final 50% until after a trial period of 6 months. Check how the robots will be transported. They must not be damaged in transit. If they are damaged or parts are damaged, the item has to be replaced immediately. Ask about guarantee terms. For example, if the automated systems breaks down, you want the supplier to send a maintenance engineer to repair it within 24 hours. Check the terms for training and after-sales service. You want free maintenance to be provided in the first 2 years. Training should be given in Polish. Oh. How many people do you know that speak Polish fluently? And then there's Kin Izumi's part. Oh no, Tony, yes. Tony, the Nova Robots, the Singaporean supplier. Am I right? Oh, I really thought I had separated Kin's part. But let's read Tony's part. Then, if you want, you can work Anna and Kin. Now you know Ted and Tony's negotiation. Yes, let's do this way. Tony, the representative of Nova Robot, the Singaporean supplier. You are the supplier from Singapore. You have quoted an approximate figure of 6.4 million zloty for the delivery and installation of 3 robots. Considering the size of your client's warehouse, it will be much more efficient with 4 robots. Each robot costs 2.1 million zloty, although you are prepared to negotiate the price of the 4th one for this contract. But the final price of the deal will depend on the terms and conditions you negotiate. Prepare some questions to get to know your client better. What questions could you ask Ted? For example, how old is the company? Or how big it is? How many pieces of furniture they produce every day, how many pallets do they have to move every day, these things. Explain why they should buy from you. Give examples of good relationships with other clients and referrals. Answer the client's questions about payment and delivery terms. Confirm it is 20% on signing the contract, 30% on delivery, and 50% on final installation. During installation, an engineer adapts the system to the client's needs. And you offer 2 installation periods, as this allows more flexibility for the client. If the robots are damaged in transit, your company is responsible for replacing or repairing damaged goods. However, the goods must be unloaded with care. Explain your guarantee terms. For example, if there is a major technical failure, you will send a locally sourced maintenance technician to repair it within 48 hours. You provide training in English during installation so that staff learn how to operate the robots and basic maintenance. This service is provided at an additional cost of 21,000 zloty. The training is done by a specialist engineer. You expect the company to provide their own interpreter. All right, this is the information I'm going to give you in the video, but there's also Anna's part and Mr. Izumi's part. Why? Well, because there are 4 people to work here, right? Because we are going to compare the information from the 4 people. Then, after you and your colleague know Tony and Ted's parts, working as a group in 2 pairs, Ted and Kin together, and Anna and Tony together. All right, sorry. Yes, what a mess. Sorry. And you are going to have these conversations. As in the end, I showed you what I wanted first. That Anna is going to talk to Tony and Ted is going to talk to Ted, right? Yes. No. Tony is from Singapore and Ted talked to him, right? Prepare your questions and answers. Right. Why? The point is that you have to role play your initial negotiation and take notes of key information and points of agreement. Right? Ted and Kin talk, Anna and Tony talk, because you are getting to know the other offer, right? That's it. And after that, you are going to regroup with Ted and Anna together and Tony and Kin together, because they're going to compare and evaluate their negotiations and discuss these questions. How satisfied were you with the outcome or result of the negotiation? What do you still need to discuss or confirm in the next stage of negotiation? And Ted and Anna, which supplier will you continue negotiating with, and why? Very interesting exercise, a bit of a mess, but very nice. The point is that we had a lot of conversation here, right here, after you prepare your part. And after that, you're going to talk to another person to discuss how satisfied you were. Very nice. But then you arrange the 4 people to talk. 2 students represent Mabel and 2 represent the chosen supplier. Hold the second stage of the negotiation to confirm the final terms and conditions. Wow, nice. Try to focus on the key points. Refer to the points in the criteria for choosing a supplier and the information from exercise 5. Here, do you remember these criteria? Here, and the information from here. It is what we are going to work with at this part of the lesson. And remember to take notes, because we are going to try to understand more what we want, what is offered. And at the end of your negotiation, make sure you summarize the terms you have agreed with the other party. And why do you have to take notes? Because there's a last exercise in which 2 students from ABO and 2 students representing the supplier write a formal email of between 160 and 180 words to the other party, confirming the main points agreed. Right? And the idea is to read the other party's email, check if everything was understood, the same terms and conditions, and if you are closing the deal. Don't forget to open a bottle of champagne and to call me to celebrate. If you don't like alcohol, there are many ones without alcohol you can open to celebrate, right? But we should celebrate this business workshop very well prepared, very up-to-date topic, robotics, logistics, international teleconferences. Very nice video, I think. Well, I hope you liked. Thank you for accepting my mistakes here, because I got confused at some point. But if you liked, why don't you strike the like button and subscribe to the channel? And if you really, really, really liked, you could buy me a cup of coffee. All right? And I hope you are fine and you're well and have a wonderful live class based on this topic here. See you then. Bye-bye.